It is time for another YouTube live stream. I'm Zach. Welcome back. Let's play some games. Today we're playing Cities Skylines 2 in my Florida themed city. And today is the day we are tackling bikes. We are going to create a bike superhighway in my city. I've been talking for a while that we are going to dedicate an entire stream to bikes. Today is the day. Welcome to the Friday stream. I hope you're ready for a fun weekend. This is how we're going to start it with the Friday night stream. Hello to Liam. I see you in chat. And JT is in chat. How's it going? JT says, my son is moving out. It's a sad and hectic time for me. I'm sending my love to you all. If I'm not on, it's because I'm helping him. Everyone like the video. Well, sounds like you've got a lot going on, JT. Good luck with everything. Okay. So if you caught yesterday's stream, we built a lighthouse. You can see on the screen right here, we have a beautiful lighthouse now in my city. I love it. It's just absolutely adorable. We got the lighthouse. We got these little lighthouse buildings over here, and it's just looking great. And I said that we were going to start working on the marina area over here, but I realized, I was thinking about this last night, we cannot do this until we get the bike infrastructure in place. Because something with the bike infrastructure, it doesn't work well with these parking lot roads. You cannot turn these roads into bike roads with the new update. So we're going to have to do a separate bike path because I really want the bikes to come by the waterfront here. So we're going to have to do the bikes first before we can do the rest of this waterfront area, is what I'm saying. So I thought, hey, Friday night stream, let's make it the bike stream. V is in chat. Hey, how's it going? Saying making chili, but it needs about another 30 minutes. That sounds so good, V. I bet you make some good chili. I wish I could try some. That sounds really good. You know what I had? My last meal was I had chicken parmesan from Olive Garden. And I know some people like hate on Olive Garden, but I think it's kind of tasty. In fact, I think I still have a breadstick in the fridge. But yeah, I like Olive Garden. I don't know why people hate on it. Well, I guess I know why people hate on it, because it's not real, like, Italian food. Because it's more like, I think it's like more, it's got like a lot of fat and butter and stuff. And like, that's not really like Italian cooking. It's more like Americanized Italian cooking. But I think it's pretty good. Anyway, my point is, I wish I could have some of your chili, but I had some Olive Garden instead, so I don't feel that bad. That was my lunch today. JT says, love to Zach, does my heart good to see your smiling face. V says, oh, wait. No, Liam says, why is your son moving out? JT says he's having a middle-age crisis. He's moving to Nebraska. I have to let him go. I love Olive Garden, addicted to their salad. It is Italian food. It's real food, so it's good enough for moi. Liam says, it's chili making time. Glitcher is in chat saying, hi, what did I miss yesterday? Yesterday, we built this cool arena district where we have all these cool commercial buildings over here. And we made a little bus stop. I wonder where the buses are. We made some buses that go in a loop through the downtown by this little arena area. Oh, and we also added a little pathway. I want to check and see if this is working. Look at this. We added a custom path through the base of these skyscrapers, and people are actually using it. That's so awesome. This guy's going through with his dog. That's really cool. Where are the buses? There's supposed to be buses. Hold on. Hold on. Do you see any buses anywhere? Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it. It's right here. Yeah, this is our new bus loop. So it like drives through downtown. There's a little bit of traffic going on right now. Ooh. Oh, yikes. That is a major yikes. Look at all of this traffic. Oh my goodness, it's backed up to here. What is causing all the backup? Oh my goodness. This is not supposed to be a traffic fix episode. This is supposed to be a bike episode. But, I mean, this is out of control. This is seriously out of control. I think... Oh, it's just because it's going down to a one-lane road. I think everybody's trying to go through here and it's just one lane. Anyway, that's not the end of the world. We can fix that later. Let's focus on the bikes. In this game, you really have to focus on what you want to do because you'll just get distracted looking for buses, solving the traffic issues because there's always going to be traffic somewhere. Oh, by the way, look at this lovely park we did also. I'm just loving the way this looks. And there's like tons of people using our beautiful park. You love to see it. Look at all the dogs. There's there's gangs of dogs going through the park. They're just running through the park. That's kind of crazy. Glitcher says, that's horrible congestion. JD says, I love the bus color. Liam says, do you need another depot? We did put in another depot. There's another depot now over here. This is our new depot. Liam says, dinner is in 30 minutes. JT says, get Mac out of my way. V says, you need more ways from getting from one street to the other. Liam says, bikes will fix the traffic as well. Yeah, Liam makes a good point. If we get this bike thing working right, the bikes will take a lot of these cars off the road. And that by itself could solve our traffic problem. So we need to get these bikes in place. Glitcher says, whenever I have traffic problems, I use the traffic route info view to determine where everyone is going. Has that been added yet? Yeah, it's in the base game. We can just click on, you can either click on a car or you can click on the street. So we click on the street and do traffic view, and it shows you the route of where everyone is going. So that gives you a really good idea. They're pretty much going everywhere. JT says there's Japanese maples, I think. Liam says you posted a picture on Discord of the park with the lighthouse. It needs paths. Selyang is in the chat. Hey, Selyang, welcome to the stream. Saying one of the things I saw yesterday you did not use in the sports district was the sports shop. What? There's a sports shop? There's a sports. Okay, so we use the sports bar. There's a sports hub pavilion. This is quite large. I don't think that's what you're talking about, though. Sports park complex? No, we've used that somewhere else. Sports hall? I don't see a sports shop in here. There's a sports bar. We use the sports bar. It's one of these down here. JT says, we need one. Well, you guys, I don't think there is one. I can't find one in here. There's nothing called a sports shop. Okay, back to the bikes. Let's talk about this here. My general idea is I think that we should have a bike path that goes all along the waterfront, and that'll basically cover the whole city and creating this beautiful bike superhighway that you can just ride your bike anywhere you want to go in the city, just along this beautiful waterfront. And I think it'll look good. It would be fun to ride your bike on. Something that really annoys me about cities, and I see this in every major U.S. city, is what cities usually do is they'll take their highway like this, and they'll put bike paths on either side of the highway. And I just find that so obnoxious. As someone who rides their bike, I don't want to ride my bike next to the highway. That just sounds awful. That sounds horrible. I'm not adding bike paths on the sides of my highway. So we got to figure out somewhere else to put these bike paths. I think it would be much nicer to ride your bike along the water. Don't you? And eventually, I'd like to figure out a way to make the bike path loop around the whole city. I mean, how cool would it be to like do a bike ride around the whole city? That would be really cool. I don't think we're going to get to that today. I want to at least get the bike route in along the waterfront. Liam says, where's the hotel, or is that CS1? We put in a hotel yesterday, right here. Here's our hotel, right next to the arena. It's called the Northeastern Inn. JT says, we need canoes to rent, or are those bike boats? Selling says, I saw it yesterday where you're looking for the sports bar yesterday. What pack is this sports bar from? The sports bar is from the leisure venues. It's one of the leisure venues special buildings. JT says that's obnoxious and a little scary. That's what I'm saying. The bike paths next to the freeway, it is very obnoxious. I do think along the water. Liam says you want paddle boats. V says the bike path by the highway is for people riding the bike to work or shopping, not people riding their bike just for fun. Well, luckily, I see what you're saying, V, that people would use that to like get places in the city. But luckily, our city is not that big. So I feel like a bike path here would still service the rest of the city. Although, you know, we should have more. Eventually, I want to have bike paths through, like everywhere in the city, everywhere. But I'm starting little bits. We're doing little bits. JT says, can you put a footbridge on the little island so they can have a tea house? Are you talking about these? I have not yet figured out what I want to do with these islands. What is this? There's a little house on this island. This looks like kind of a crummy house, to be honest. Who is living out here? It looks kind of run down. Yikes. Okay, well, this guy has no way to get to his island. But yeah, we have these little islands. I don't know what to do with them. But that's for another stream. Liam says people can ride bikes for fun if they want also. He said people who ride their e-bike for primary transportation are different from recreational riders. JT says, I'm in love with the gold tower. So Ying says it may be titled Sports Store, and that's why you cannot find it. Well, I looked up sports, and nothing with the name sports came up. JT says, I love the planning. So Ying says probably Parks is at its own wheat mill. JT says, island house. Liam says, house. It looks like a house on the prairie. Okay, let's start over here with this parking area, because this is going to be the tough part. So normally what you do with these bike paths, in the road menu, on road services, you can click on double bike lane, and you can put bike lanes on the side of any road you want. And this will give special access to bikes to ride on the road. But you can see it doesn't allow you to put it when you have parking on the sides. And that makes sense. Because, you know, you don't want to be backing out of your parking space right into a biker. You know, so that's probably smart that they did that. So no bike lane in this section of the road. So that means we're going to have a separate bike lane along the side here. So I think what I'm going to do, we got to extend out the land a little bit. Let's use our level terrain tool. We're going to shrink our brush size down. Going to increase the strength. just widen this out a little bit. Just giving us just enough room to squeeze a bike path in here. It looks like there's a little bit of a slope going on here, so I'm trying to match the slope. Oh, question for you, Liam. Do you still watch the Star Wars shows? I know Liam was watching the Star Wars shows that were on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus, so I don't keep up with all of that. But I know Liam was doing that for a while. Just curious. Oh, we should have the bike paths go all the way to the lighthouse over here. I think that would be cool. Yeah, I say that because you know how I played the Star Wars video game on the channel? I think like a year ago. There was that Star Wars video game. I played it. It was kind of fun. The Steam sale today on Steam has the sequel to that Star Wars game on a 90% sale. This is like a $70 game. It's on sale for like $6. So I bought it. I cannot pass up a 90% off sale. I'm just too cheap. I can't pass it up. So anyway, I bought the sequel to the Star Wars game. We might play it on the channel here pretty soon. Just putting that out there. I had fun with the first one. The first game was really fun. The ending of the first one where the guy fights Darth Vader, it was pretty scary when that happened. Just drinking some water, staying hydrated in this hot Arizona heat. Can you believe it? It's already hot here in Arizona. It's March. We already have 100-degree weather here. It's going to be a hot summer. JT in chat says, the house probably has walls separating the bedrooms rather than sheets. Liam says, just use your imagination, V. Soying says, it's under commercial called Sporting Goods Store. Oh, the Sporting Goods Store. There is Sporting Goods Store. I know exactly what you're talking about. The Sporting Goods Store is huge, though. It is a huge asset. We cannot put that near the stadium. It would not fit. It's like the size of the Walmart that we put in. It's that kind of sporting goods store. Liam says, beware of the slope too steep ghost lady. Liam says, I'm not watching them. JT says, that's amazing. I love a good bargain. Liam says, did you see that Cities was free to play for a week? Really? They're giving Cities free for a week. Hey, that's kind of cool. JT says, us too, Zach, had to turn on the AC. Selling says, it looked pretty small. It's not small at all, so yeah, it's a large asset. I will show you. This is how big it is. It's like, it's massive. It looks really cool. We'll use it at some point, just not right now. Okay, so now that we have some room here, we're going to use a separate path. And there's two variations. There's we can have actually it's like a pathway. Let's see here. There's a pathway that's a walking path and a bike path side by side. But I think I want just the bike path. Because walkers can just walk on the sidewalk here. I really want to do something just for the bikers. So is there just a bike path? Yeah, two-way bicycle path. That's the one we want. So let's get that in here. Oh, I gotta leave a little bit more room here. Overlapping items? What's overlapping? Oh, how is that overlapping? That's not even close. Oh, hey, we're almost already here. Okay. So, let's turn anarchy off. And we can just connect right into the road here. Boom. All right, there's some trees on the road. Let's grab these guys. I'm grabbing too many stuff. I want to just grab the tree. Any other tree? Oh my gosh, there's all these trees on the road. Okay, perfect. So the bike path goes all the way to there. All the way along here, all the way along here. Okay, now we need to connect it to the side of the road, though. So let's go ahead and grab our path. We'll connect it up. Let's turn snapping off. Connect it up right here. Ugh. Why does that look all wonky? Oh, I guess it's a little bit lower. That's okay. As long as it's connected, I'm not going to stress about it right now. Because we're going to end up adjusting all of this stuff eventually when we do the rest of the marina. So we'll fiddle with the exact measurements later. We just need to get it all connected up right now. All right, perfect. So lovely bike path all along the front. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to continue on down. We're going to need to buy this square. So let's go ahead and buy that. Do we need to buy any other ones? I think this is the only one we're going to need to buy. Just this one. It's so much money. That's okay. Bike paths are important, so we need to buy it. The next hurdle is going to be getting over this highway. How are we going to get over this highway? Oh my goodness, I've missed a ton of your guys' chats. Liam says, I just left snow in New York a few days ago. Now it's Georgia, it's 80. JT says, oh, look, there's a roundabout. Liam says, I have to go home in a few days. Can't wait to play CS2 and the new stuff. JT's asking how school is. Liam says, what out for that random roundabout? Sitting says, there is building assets on Paradox Mods that I like that has a Starbucks underneath. JT says, there are 5 on the way to my house. Sitting says, have you heard of Bocce's? Liam says it's going good. It was spring break this week. Something says a gas station for tourists. JT says roundabouts. I don't go to Starbucks anymore. Sadly, I'd rather save the money and have coffee from home. Glitcher says you're cutting off the favorable shoreline zoning. Can't you have the bike paths run a little further out? No, I don't want to put. Glitcher makes a good point. Anything by the water is really good zoning. But my vision for this whole area is that all these shops, I'd like these guys to have views of the ocean. I don't want anything over here. I want this to all to be like a waterfront park for the public. And a lot of cities do that, you know? Like if you have a waterfront, it belongs to the public. So I want to do that for my citizens here. And I think it's good for these shops to have oceanfront views. I mean, that makes these really attractive. So that was my plan there. But you're right. Normally like this is really valuable zoning land that you would want to sell to your property. But I'm giving it to the people. The people get that waterfront zoning. And we're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff here, adding to this park area later. V says bike path needs a bit of connectivity. Celine says our waterfront has a separate boardwalk near the water and a bike path closer to the road. Liam says, can you zoom into the bike path? JT says, beautiful tree-lined bike path. Celine says, where's the Walmart you built? The Walmart is right over here. We got our big, beautiful Walmart over here right next to our McDonald's. So you could get your cheap Walmart goods and a Big Mac right in the same place. V says the bike overpass is classic. JT says footbridge. Adventures with Sean is in the chat. Hey, welcome to the stream. Saying just go under the highway. Liam says just go right across the highway. Selling says, have you heard of Bucky's, not Bokies? V says the closer to the water, the more likely the bike path floods. JT says that's very thoughtful. Ocean views and waterfront belong to the public. They will learn to bike fast. Liam says Florida has beaches for the public. Selling says, do you have a Target or Costco or Home Depot? We haven't put them in the city yet, but I did download those assets. Okay, so getting over the highway is our big problem right now. There are some bridges that came out with the new DLC. And I want to look at them. There's 3 different versions. There's an arch bridge, there's a covered bridge, and there's a cable stay bridge, which I think sounds really cool. So maybe we'll take a look at this cable stay bridge. Oh, wow, that's very tall. That's very tall. It doesn't need to be that tall. Yeah, so something like that could work. And then bring it down to the end. I think we'll just have the regular path here. Does it not put a pillar there? Okay, what is the grade? It says it's a 6% grade if I go all the way over to here. So I think 6% is fine for bikes. So we're going to go with that. 6% on that side. We'll do... %6 on this side. But there's no pillar here. How do we put a pillar in? Why is there no pillar? That is so strange. Does it not need a pillar because it's a cable stay bridge? I don't know the mechanics of a cable stay bridge, but I would think it would need a pillar here. Yeah, anyone who knows engineering, could this bridge stay up without a pillar? Oh, wait, Wait, it'll add a pillar if I delete this. Hold on, let me just delete this. Okay, so it put the pillar there magically when I took the bridge out. What if I put the bridge back in? It just doesn't seem like it... Yeah, no, it takes the pillar out, when I put the bridge back in. JT says, I remember the floating bridge in Washington. Yeah, I think it's not supposed to have pillars because of the cables. Huh. Well, we'll just go with it then. If that's the way it's supposed to be, hey, I'm not going to argue. I'm not the expert here. Liam says you can try the Big Arch sandwich at McDonald's. JT says we need a PetSmart 2 for all the dogs roaming the park. Selling says, did you download all the retail and restaurant assets? Because there's a number of them out now. Liam says, huffing and puffing my bike up that hill. LOL. JT says, I remember the floating bridge in Washington. That sounds logical, Zach. Yeah, Selyang, I've looked at some of the stuff on the shop. I don't know if I've downloaded all of them, but I downloaded a bunch of stuff. Okay, so let's just connect these up now. Where's it going? It's going to over there. Okay, so we'll just curve around here. Boom. All right, so we're connected into there. Let's just add a little connection into this suburb area. And this is my plan. Just all along this bike path, I want to add little connections into these little neighborhoods as we go along. Maybe I'll add another connection right here. And then along here, we'll kind of go along the waterfront here. This is the road we put in yesterday. Or maybe this was 2 days. No, we put this in 2 days ago. We're just going to put the bike path right across the road. It creates a little crossing for you, and it looks like... What kind of sign is this? It doesn't even give you like a yield sign or anything. No stop or anything. So let's just hope the trucks stop for you as you cross the road there. Yikes. All right, so we're going to wind along the waterfront. Nice and easy. Oh, shoot. I'm supposed to connect up to here. Yikes. Okay, well, we'll redo this. Perfect. So that's connected up there. Now we need to connect up to this neighborhood, which is the Walmart and our esports arena. So these guys definitely need a connection. And then these guys are connected to the farming district here. And let's just continue along the waterfront. Then we can connect up to this road here. Swaying Daffodils is in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Liam says, yeah, there's 2 floating bridges in Seattle. Swaying Daffodil says, I just looked it up. If they require pillars, it says that it depends on the design of the bridge. So I guess your design doesn't need it. Liam says, don't forget to like the stream. JT says, I wonder if we'll see people writing on the paths. Thank you. Yes, I did. V says, okay, chili ready. It got about the 40% ground turkey, 60% bean ratio with a bunch of aromatics and spices. That sounds really good. Liam says, if I'm in my truck, you better hurry out of my way. Zach knows how I drive. Was it scary? I think you're a pretty good driver, Liam. Glitcher says, I prefer to connect bike paths to roads in between breaks in zoning. Liam says, I'll be right there with my Volvo. Okay, we're in a problem. This farmland is in my way. Okay, we're going to have to adjust this. Quick adjustment. We are seizing control of part of your farm. What is that called when the government takes your property? Eminent domain. That's what we're doing. This bike path is so important, we're using eminent domain. On this guy's land. So we're taking this corner of his land. Sorry, buddy. Bike paths are important. Okay, do we have enough room to get around here? Just barely. We can just barely squeeze by. And this guy, sorry, mister. We're going to have to take your land too. We're going to take a little bit of this guy's land. Like that. Okay. So that should give us enough room to sneak by here. Yeah, I just think this would be such a lovely bike ride. Like going along all these farms, enjoying the water. This is a really nice suburban neighborhood along here. All these people in this beautiful suburb would get to use the bike paths to get around the city. And this is a really lovely area with all these bushes and flowers. Okay, so this is going to have to go straight through here. Okay, so there is a road here. This is a dirt road, and it doesn't really create crossings for dirt roads, but I guess that's okay. Everything here is dirt roads, so I don't really want to upgrade any of this. So we're just going to say, hopefully the bikes will just go across the dirt road. I don't know. Okay, so let's zoom out. So far, we've started at the lighthouse. It goes all the way around here, all the way around the farms, all the way around next to this suburban area. We're all the way over here now. We just have to get the rest of the way. But we want to make a bunch more connections. So it's connected to the grid there. It's connected to the grid here. We want to connect it up again, probably over here. Probably at the end of each one of these roads, because we want to make it super accessible for this residential neighborhood. And then we'll connect it right there too. And then this neighborhood here, this is the mobile home park I created. And this is just a really cool little mobile home park. You got all these little mobile homes in here with the beautiful view of the giant rock grinders in the background. But I don't know. As far as mobile home parks goes, this looks pretty nice. They got tennis courts. They got a clubhouse. They got a pool. I mean, this is a pretty high-scale mobile home park. Although they do have some noise problems. So there's that. But we got to make sure that we're connected up for these guys. So I think maybe just connecting it up right in here is going to be good enough for them. Just like that. And then we're getting into our other neighborhood here. This is the Gator Gulch Park area. And these are some pretty high-end residential houses that are all in this wooded area by the waterfront. So they definitely need lots of different access points to this bike path. Although this is all dirt roads. We're not going to get any bikes riding on these dirt roads. Wait a second. I see our first biker. We got our first biker on the bike path. Look at this guy. These are very detailed models. You click on the bike, it makes a little ding. When you click on him, it makes a little noise too. Okay, so I guess we can follow this guy. Wait a second, where is he going? He's going... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He's going all the way over here on his bike? This is unbelievable. He's going, remember when we built the park? I don't know if you guys remember this. We built this park and we put a bike parking hall in the park. He's riding his bike all the way to this bike parking hall in the park, and then he's going to walk the remaining distance all the way over here to this shop. You've got to be kidding me. This is insane. He's all the way over here. Wow. Okay, we got to put more of those bike parking spaces like throughout the city, because that's crazy. His occupation is retired. He's a retired senior, and he's doing this epic bike ride through the city. That's crazy. Can we follow this guy? We can kind of just follow this guy along. That's crazy. Glitcher says the farm is not in the way. Just extend the land a little. I think Glitcher was a little upset we used eminent domain. Isn't that just like the public? Liam says, at least you got fair market value for the land. Glitcher says, the zoning over water confuses me. How do you know which zoning squares can be built on? Liam says, I think you need more bike highways through the city. V says, mobile homes can be really nice. They just have a lot of stigma. JT says, it's a nice park for first buyers. You shut the door and the noise stays outside. V says, yay, a biker. JT says, that's amazing. V says, I like how the bike has a cargo rack and a front rack. The biker means you need more bike paths and bike parking downtown. JT says, it's just lovely. Glitcher says, take that as an indication that you need more bike stands interspersed throughout your city. JT says he's rich and lives in waterfront property. He's too rich not to live a long life, so he's into biking. Yeah, this is cool. He's just riding through the city. This is awesome. Okay, I want to watch more of him, but I want to finish the bike path. Because we're almost done going along the whole waterfront, and then we need to add like bike parking and stuff. Okay, so we're right here. Let's continue on. And this is the Gator Park area. We're going to do more with this in a later stream. Let's just keep going along here. Okay, there's the little sewage pipe. Okay, so we're gonna bike past the sewage pipe. Don't stop next to the sewage, and then we'll probably, you know what? There's like a little farm here. Okay, so we got some nice little farmlands. Go around the farmland, and we're gonna curve up this way. We're gonna connect it all the way up to this road here. All right, so it does connect all the way to this road. Okay, so there we go. Bike path all the way along the front of the water of my city. This is my bike superhighway. We need to make a couple more connections. We're going to make a connection right here. It's great that that guy was there, because now we know at least that the bikes can come from the dirt roads. Although I'm kind of surprised that the bikers want to ride on the dirt roads, but I'm not going to argue with that. Okay, so we're going to connect up to here. And then we'll connect up to this guy here. Maybe we'll connect up like this. There we go. Connect up there. I'm trying to connect to all these, as many of these dirt roads as I can, to try and encourage people to use these bike paths. All right. So I think that's enough connections. I think we're connected to like a ton of these like little roads around here. And it's official. We have our bike superhighway in. It's in place. Selyang says, look at the baseball diamonds. Glitcher says, won't bikes on the road slow down traffic? I'm not sure if they do or not. There's the baseball diamonds. Selyang says, what are all the sports complexes in the city look like? JT says, my guess is the city will become more populated because the bike path is attractive to health-conscious peoples. I'd live there. I feel that same way. I am loving this city so much. I was like, I would really love to live in this city. Actually, this is one of the places I'd like to live. Like, this apartment complex looks like it'd be really cool to like live in this complex here, where you got your own pool. It's right next to all these sports fields here. It's in this one of the nicest neighborhoods in the city. And it's right next to the Walmart over here. So you can't go wrong with that. Liam says, biking sounds like too much exercise. Glitcher says, a thorough bike network needs to be planned from the beginning. It can be difficult to retrofit into your city. Well, you have to remember, Glitcher, bikes didn't exist when this city started. Bikes were a recent addition to City Skylines 2, so I couldn't really plan them from the beginning. So I really haven't been thinking very much of how we're going to squeeze it in. And we do need to add a whole bunch more bike roads throughout the city, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it. But yeah, we need more like a route that goes into the downtown and that kind of thing. But I'll think about it more and figure out how we're going to do it. This is just a start. Glitcher thinks biking sounds exhausting too. Oh no, he said Viking. Liam says Viking cruises. V says there are hundreds of things that slow down traffic. Bikes are one of the lowest probability things to slow down traffic. There's a sports field near the pool. What's that used for? Near the pool? I don't know what pool you're talking about. This pool? Oh, he's probably talking about this. This is the elementary school. This is it looks like a soccer field. It's part of the elementary school. They have their own pool as well. And there's an addition to this we could use. Another wing of classrooms. Ooh, let's add this. Boom. Everyone loves that. V says the game should have shipped with bikes. I agree with that. Liam says, how is the congested street now? JT says they need a triathlon club. Selling says the apartment complex. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is add in bike parking. So where do we do that? Oh, it's under the parking tab. So you go where you would look for your parking lots. There's all of these different options for bike parking. So there's an underground bike parking hall that would, does it tell you how many it holds? It doesn't tell you how many bikes these hold. I guess until you plop it down. There's a large bike parking hall. There's a bike parking hall, large bike storage, medium bike storage, small bike storage, and then large bike shelter, small bike shelter, and then just a bike parking area. So I think we really want to put these through the whole city because from what we just saw, the people will ride their bike to these locations. So I don't know if we'll do the whole city right now, but maybe we could do a couple. So let's start in Gator Gulch Park. We should definitely have something pretty substantial at Gator Gulch Park. Yeah, let's put a giant bike parking hall. Oh, this is almost a perfect fit, like right here. Let's upgrade this road so it matches this guy. Oh, it won't fit because there's a parking lot here. Okay, we can't do that. Okay, so we'll just let's just put this in here right now. So this is the large biking hall. Looks pretty nice. It's a nice looking building. So I guess you ride your bike here and they store it for you. Oh, there's all kinds of upgrades. Changing rooms. We can add changing rooms. Okay, we'll add some changing rooms to the front. Additional storage. Holy cow, this can store 300 bicycles. That's a lot. I don't know if we need more storage than that. That seems like a lot. Rear entrance allows cyclists to enter the parking hall from the back side of the building. Why do we need that? Okay, I'm not going to do any of the other upgrades. We'll just have those ones. And then let's just put biking halls kind of throughout. So maybe we'll do a biking hall by this mobile home park. We'll do a large bicycle storage building. Okay, they all like that. So this is what that looks like. It's just kind of a cool Like, these are just cool buildings in and of themselves. Just like a little storage building. This holds 38 bikes. So a lot less than the 300 of the other one. And we'll just have to look and see how quickly these fill up. Like, I have no idea how many of these we're going to need. I mean, we could always come back and add more later. Okay, and then we should probably add some along this area here, along this suburban street. So this is the one we have in the big park. And I really like this. It's just cool looking. It's another big bike hall. What can we add on this one? More storage and more changing rooms. Let's put in the changing rooms. So that's cool. That's almost like, you know, I'm sure there's like restrooms and stuff in here that they can use if anyone wants to kind of just hang out in this park. So that's nice. We'll also put another little bike storage at this end too. So maybe we'll put in the medium bike storage. We'll put it on this side of the street. Nice little hut there. Okay, I don't think we're going to need any storage over here. But maybe we should. Maybe we should. I don't think that people really use these bikes to go to work. I don't know. We'll put a small bike storage right here. Oh, it's teeny tiny. It's just 1 square. Got our little teeny tiny thing there. Let's just delete this tree. So we'll put a teeny tiny bike storage locker there. We'll put another tiny one over here. And then this is over by the Walmart and the esports arena. So maybe this one will be a little bit bigger. And we'll put the medium storage unit here. And then we're over on the other side of the freeway. So let's put a smaller one over here. Okay, now we are over in our waterfront area. So this one, I want to put in these like shelters, like right alongside of the road. Not exactly sure where to put them. So maybe some like right here. I love the way these look. So that's really cool. So right on the edge of this district, you got a place to put your bikes in there. This holds 48 bikes, so that's a pretty good amount. And is this too... This might be too much of a slope to put something in here. But we can try. Yeah, it looks a little... It's too much of a slope. Yeah, maybe I can squeeze a little something here, like just on either side of this path. Okay, so this is just the little bike holder things. Let's use Move It to kind of maneuver these around, just so that they're nestled in between these pathways here. And we'll just see how many people use these. Gosh, yeah, we just don't have a whole lot of room here. I think we'll do the same thing over here. Although this is kind of the end of this area, so maybe we can stick in another one of these big ones here at the end. Yeah, it kind of fits in nicely in between the bike path there. It's a little steep. We'll fix all of this when we fiddle around with this area more. Seling's asking if the apartment complex has pickle courts and beach volleyball courts. I think it might, actually. I'd have to go look. Glitcher says, can you charge the roadside parking spaces for the cars or for the bikes? You can charge for both. You can set up parking meters for the parking spaces, and you can set up parking fees for the bike shelters. So you can do both. Liam says, if you build it, they will come. JT says, those people need exercise too. V says, I would give a bunch of bike storage downtown. V says, just the sidewalk storage if no space is available. V says, Sims will 100% use bikes to get to work. Liam says, the bike pass will get busy. Glitcher says, not as busy as before. Bike traffic was recently reduced 80%. V says, in urban planning, those U-shaped bike racks are called staples. Not sure pickleball has made it to Cities Skylines 2 yet. Selling says, does the city have pickleball courts and beach volleyball courts? I mean, the city, not the apartment complex. I don't know. I'd have to look through the city. Glitcher says, if the race day DLC was in this game, what type of race would you build? I'd probably build all of them. I think the race day DLC looks really cool. Yeah, I wish it was in Cities Skylines 2. JT says, I wonder if the revenue would be worth it. I like the idea of free spaces. Well, right now I'm keeping them free. I'm not charging the parking fee on any of these bike shelters because I want to encourage people to use the bikes. Okay, let's put one more shelter over here next to the lighthouse so that people will have a great place to leave their bikes over here. We're going to use, let's do another large one. Yeah, well, let's do it. We'll do another large one. And we'll add the changing rooms to this one too. And then just for the sake of it, let's add something over in our new arena district, just to throw some buildings in over here. We're going to do the medium bike storage in over here. Actually, there's enough room we could put it in between these buildings. Let's move this guy. Like, let's put it like right in the middle here. And then let's put one right next to the Central Park over here. So I'm sure we can squeeze one in somewhere here. What was the underground one? There's this underground bike parking. How big is this? I mean, it's... we gotta find where we have enough space for this. I'd love to stick it right in Central Park. We might have to put it next to Central Park, like right here, I think is space. So anyone going to Central Park, this is the building you would use. It's underground Pike Shark. Ooh, side entrance. Oh, that's cool. It gives you a second entrance. No way. So you can have it on either side of the street. That's cool. Does it? And then I guess that gives you even more parking, more bike parking. That's kind of cool. Holy cow. It's already 452 bikes, though. That is a lot. Okay, so that's a good addition. Okay, so here's our city now. Let's do some checking to see how successful we were with our bikes. Liam says, do they have pocket bikes? They might. I don't know exactly how the bikes work. This is my first time using them. Okay, there's supposed to be a bike menu somewhere. Bikes. Look at this. Okay, it says bike parking availability is at 91%. Holy cow, that means we're winning, guys. We are winning. So you can see these little icons here shows everywhere we put bike parking in the city. And I think because we've spread it out, it's showing green coverage for pretty much the whole city, which is fantastic. So I think this is saying that pretty much where everybody lives in the city, they have a place they can bike to and then walk home or whatever. You know, we should also put a bike thing in the old district. We definitely could add something in here. There just really isn't a whole lot of room. I like packed this in so tightly. I don't know where there would be room for bikes. We do have some room at this park here. Maybe the park is not really where it's centrally located, though. You know what we could do? We have this little lane here next to our tram stop. So this is the center of the Old Town area. And then we built the tram stop right here. We could put bike parking right here. Let's throw that in. We don't have enough room for that. But maybe... What is this? The large bike storage. Let's add 2 large bike storage in here. So each one of these is 38. So that gives us more. And we'll see if people start using those. Okay, did this tell us anything else useful? It shows us the bike path. There's this little bright green. No, why is it showing bright green? Oh, bike traffic volume. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it shows you where people are using their bikes. Oh, that's kind of cool. So we should probably put bike lanes on these roads because they're being used a lot. Oh, I see. So they're kind of cutting through the university to go to downtown. That's interesting. I'll have to think about that. Okay, what is this? Bike network. Oh, so you toggle between these two. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. That gives us a lot of interesting information. And then there should also be statistics for bikes. Is there? No. I wish this would show you how many bikes are in your city, but I guess there's not a statistic for that. V says, there is space downtown for motorbike bike parking. The bike parking makes people use bikes. Old district needs multiple bike parking. You can put staples on regular streets. You need a lot of bike parking in the old town. Liam says, that's great, but you need cross-town bike highway. V says, some bike lane streets are really required here. Yeah, I think you guys are all right. I mean, we definitely need more upgrades. I need to make like dedicated bike lanes on the streets. I just want to think about it more because I haven't really. No, you know what I want to do? I want to let the simulation run for a little bit and then just see how many bikes are actually being used. You know, like are those storage buildings going to be filled to capacity, or are we going to need more? You know, like what you're saying, is there going to be, do we need more in the old town area, or is the 2 buildings I put there, is that going to be enough? I really don't know because I haven't used bikes before. So I want to let the simulation run a little bit and see what happens. And then we'll think about it. Maybe we'll put in some more bike streets. But the next thing I really want to do is work more on this area. I want to turn this into a marina with actual boats and stuff. I think it would be pretty cool. So that's what we're going to work on next, is this whole area here. But for the meantime, I think that's a good place to end the stream. I'm going to call that a big success. We now have bikes in our city. So, hooray. Okay, so I'm not going to do a stream Saturday or Sunday, but we'll be back again on Monday with more Cities Skylines. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. Have a great and wonderful weekend. And everybody remember, no matter what is going on in your life, to always do something fun every single day. Until next time, this is Zach signing off.